This is TVA by Jenna, a podcast about entertainment issues brought to you by DarkSpaces.com.
Oh, fair warning. Seems to be okay now, but I've been having a lot of Wi-Fi problems. Well, this is TV Ate My Dinner. My name is Sean. I'm here with Andrew and Lynn.
Hello.
Periodically.
We'll see how my Wi-Fi holds out. But I guess we need to start by talking. Let's talk about.
Wait, we have a fourth host today. We don't forget this one.
Oh, sweetie.
She's real mad at me now. You picked me up, Mummy. This is her chair usually, so she's mad that she's gone. She's mad that I'm sitting on her chair.
I'd be picking out those eyeballs. All my cats get annoyed with me because, like, no dirty eyeballs in this house.
Oh, she's right. She's got no teeth, so she can't do much damage.
That's like our oldest one's like 15. She has a tooth.
And she had to get them all taken out because she had feline AIDS, and it destroys their teeth.
Well,
she's all right. Keep her inside. She's fine.
Recovered. That's nice.
You don't recover. It's something you just have.
Well, I mean, we had a cat that we had to put to sleep for that.
Yeah, well, she's got AIDS and leukemia. We found out last year, and the vet was just like, "It's not necessarily a death sentence." And we were like, "Oh no," but like they just took her teeth out, and she's happier than ever, and she's fine.
Well, that's nice.
Fat. She's getting fat because now she doesn't have bad teeth, so she just eats. She eats hard food like it's nothing. She just inhales it.
That's crazy.
Swallows it all.
Yeah, she still hunts. She hunts my socks, and in the middle of the night, she brings me socks. They don't run away. But she's bye, Dusty. Anyway, back to the show.
Speaking of cats,
did you see?
Zombie cat.
Yeah, did you see Army of the Dead?
I did see Army of the Dead. I watched it last night.
Oh, cool.
I was live messaging Red while he was at work.
Well, good. That's a fun one. Yeah, we watched it.
I enjoyed it a lot more than the other things you asked me to watch this week.
It is kind of a highlight. I mean, it's different than the shows that we were talking about, but I do like this sort of as a return to form for Zack Snyder and his style. Like,
it was
an idea
Zack
that you
Snyder.
can just run with.
It was a lot of ideas that he just ran with. There was a lot of different things going on, but at the heart of it, just watching Dave Bautista.
That's the thing to me. Like, I don't want to. To me, overall, it was like I enjoyed it. I mean, it's like a 70. It's like on one of those things. It's like it wasn't bad. I think Dawn of the Dead's better because I think this was just.
Dawn of the Dead probably is better, but I like some of the ideas in this.
Yeah, I love the ideas in this, and I like the idea behind some of these characters. I like these characters better, but they just feel like they're doing
a heist movie, but they never quite.
They don't ever like plan a heist, and it's like there's I think there's a lot of elements here, and it just is like at 2.5 hours, it's like I need like another hour of you guys to plan something and then do it, like you know what I mean, like or have more character moments. There's like characters in there that are like over. Like I like Dave Bautista, and I like the Dieter guy, and
Dave
I like
Bautista cried a lot
Coyote.
in this movie.
I like the Coyote, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he
cried
like every himself 10 minutes. As a performer.
But there just felt like there was a lot of ideas. Like it's like super stuffed at 2.5 hours, and I was like, I could have done with more. They should just made like a little 6-episode thing.
Do
or something.
4 hours,
yeah,
4 hours of this.
Yeah, not just
20 minutes to like set up for World of Zombies, and it's like we kind of already know what zombies are like, so we didn't need the 10-minute montage with 4 different pop songs of Dave Bautista stabbing zombies in the head. I didn't know that stabbing with a little tiny knife killed a zombie in the head, but or in the neck.
Any head trauma apparently.
Brain,
sometimes it just hits them into a wall and that's it.
But even that beginning,
montage, but like, and then we go into a heist movie, and then it stops dead while we meet all these characters, and then we sort of get into the zombies, and then they're not actual. They're sort of different types of zombies, and then so we're doing a bit of heist movie along with a bit of zombie movie, and then we sort of abandon that to do the whole I have to go find my daughter movie.
Yeah.
I wonder if this movie might have worked. This concept I liked the way it played out, but I wonder if this concept might have been more fun if it had been just a straight up heist and they don't know till they get dropped in that Vegas is locked off because it's full of zombies.
That might have
because there was just never that. Yeah, there was never that I mean, there's moments where they come, but there was never like, oh my God, because even they're running in the building, it's not a horror. There's a lot of them, but it's not like just this, like, it's not World War Z type. You're like, holy moly. There's never like a holy moly moment in this movie. That's what it's more.
But
like.
I thought that was coming. Did you not think it was going to rain?
Yeah.
The whole time where you're not waiting for it to rain.
Oh,
right
yeah. Because they say when they rain.
There's piles and piles and piles of desiccated zombies. And they're like, she's like, oh, they all come back to life when it rains. And I'm like, excellent. The end of the movie is going to be, it's going to start raining and they're going to be in the middle of it. And that's going to be the thing. And it never happens.
That is, yeah. I didn't think about that. But
I didn't think about it until I got to the end of the movie. And I was like, wait, it never rained. Wait, it never rained.
There's a part of this that I like in terms of that, because I like how the world building is pretty clever in that this is a contained zombie outbreak. This isn't where the world has taken, like, money still matters because zombies only took over this one place out in the desert. And you're like, well, why don't they just nuke it? And they're like, well, that's the plot of the whole movie. It's like, oh, okay. All right, I get it.
And that's why I think
that's the ticking clock. We've got to get in before they nuke Vegas where there's all that cash lying around. Like, this is a solid plot. I like the story idea.
Yeah,
that's why I think the setup is like I would have done with like a couple episodes. Like that's if it was a show. It's like more episodes outside the camp for, you know what I mean? Like building up to it. It felt like there was just not a lot of, I know it's like a zombie movie stuff, but even if you watch Dawn of the Dead, it's like, oh, they're in here. Oh, look at the horde outside. Now they're inside. Like there's a lot of tension. And this was never scary or tension wise. It was always just
time to build that tension by building characters that you care about.
Yeah.
Because you've got these kids and you've got this random single mother who we're supposed to save. I don't even remember if she survived.
Yeah.
I don't think she did. They don't say specifically, but there's like only one left standing at the end of the movie.
The whole reason why the daughter goes in there is to save this single mom.
Yeah.
And then the kid, but are not the kids still in the camp, which is right next to Vegas, which just got nuked?
They were evacuated.
Well, they don't make a big deal out of it, but they're bussing everybody out of there. Like, that's the thing he says right before they go in. He's like, this is the last bus out, so you need to get on the bus. It's like they don't cover that very well, but they did move. Like, I thought, this is pretty draconian.
But you're right. If they had had a TV series length of time, we could have worked in, like, that camp was actually an interesting idea. That could have been an interesting idea.
I could have watched a Snyder cut of this because you had a lot of world to build around.
Yeah, because they didn't build out the thing. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, overall, I had the same feelings when you watched the Snyder. I was like, that was nice. That was cool after I watched it. But then, again, for conversation's sake, there's funny moments where there's no character. Like, the character that his, like, the woman that's his, like, right-hand person, right? What's her name?
Not Michelle Rodriguez?
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know what that actress's name is. There.
I was watching the whole thing thinking. I know who should have been cast in these roles if he'd gotten what he really wanted. Because there was like the nerd guy that should have been Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Why did they make the nerd so buff? Why was he so strong?
This is Zack Snyder, man.
Yeah,
he's not going to have a non-buff person.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon was working out
at the beginning. I'm like, he's not a nerd.
Yeah, what's his name? J.K. Simmons worked out for BVS. That's when they made him work out. So, like,
that's part of his deal. Like, as much as he's redeemed in the movies that he makes, you just have to understand that's always going to be his thing. Is muscled up dude.
Like, he's a bro. He's a bro. That's what he is. So,
and he thinks if you're a good guy and you're going to be heroic, then you should be muscular.
But
for
like,
no reason. Doesn't matter.
I like how that character, they're outside of it, and the daughter says she's going to come. The daughter's another story, but she comes. She's like, "Is this for your personal reasons that you're going to bring?" He's like, "Shut up." She's like threatening. Remember, she says that though. It's like, this is about the job. It's not about your personal reasons. They get inside the safe. He's like, "Yeah, let's get out of here." And she's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Well, I came on this because I thought there might be something between us." I was like, "This, you just told him to not have her." And then, so they're like, "Oh, I didn't even say." She like puts that on him, and there's like the first moment you're like, "Oh, finally, there's some emotional connection here." And then immediately she dies. I was like, "This is totally Zack Snyder." They're like, "We thought it'd be fun." I was like, "This, it's like Jimmy Olsen's like, we thought it'd be fun to kill her right there." It's like, there's the one moment of like character development of like an arc of anything happening with like redemption. Like, nope, she's dead immediately. I'm like,
but I believe
like you knew that was going to happen though, right? Like every story beat was so predictable.
Even when the elevator's open and you see the zombies, you're like, they're not going to fight their way through these zombies because of the timing. It's too much of a gag for her to say everything's about to be great. Like,
it does feel. Yeah, from the shambling thing and not coming alive, there's a lot of weird like Chekhov's things happening, and then they don't pay off. Like when Tig Notaro's on the roof and she's like, "What's wrong?" And it breaks down and she's like, "It's fine." It's like, is that like supposed to play as a joke? Because it's not fine. And then they come up. There's no tension with that because it's already still not broken. I was like, "This is bad." And they're like, "Oh, I can just fix it. Hold on, give me 10 seconds." And she fixes it in 10 seconds. I'm like, what happened here? It's like, was there more tension supposed to be here? I was like,
well, I was a little disappointed in that because like they set that whole thing up and they're all going into Las Vegas. And I just said to Megan, it's like, what are the odds that there's really a helicopter on that roof at all?
Why couldn't they just fly
the whole
in?
plan is based. Well, they're saying that the airspace is restricted,
but they're going to see them fly out and arrest
I guess
them.
They'll allow people to
fly out.
Yeah,
but why did they need to fly out?
We found a loophole.
They had a way to get in and get out.
Well, the nuclear bomb, they had to get further away from the bomb, I think. I guess that was what I thought in the moment. But
they
didn't
their original
know at the
plan, they
that
thought the bomb was
be.
Yeah, they thought the bomb was happening the next day.
Right.
In their original plan, they had all the time in the world.
It's classic.
Why do we have to set up a situation where the helicopter would be the only way we could get out?
They needed the helicopter so that they could all be wearing packs full of petrol so that they could blow up when they needed to.
That was the thing that also bothered me because we were talking about that too, and I said, I'm going to have to assume that they don't need all those gas cans because if they needed all of them, then there would be a lot more effort to save every member of the team because that guy's like, I sacrificed her. We don't need her anymore. It's like, we need her if we need that gas.
But she was hilarious. Explain. Like at the beginning, she's like, you're a baddie and I know it. And I'm like, way to get yourself killed, lady.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you're not going to make it. And the one like good subversion of that, it's like she comes out that window and you're like, oh no, your shit's up, Burke. But no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, you thought she was going to be like, he got me out. No, didn't even.
Yeah, it's like, it was just
that guy was a disappointment in the sense that at every step they were like, you are definitely a bad guy.
And he's like, no.
Like, we've all seen Aliens. Right. We know.
Why did he take the head of the queen? He just said he needed one of their heads. And it's like, they've just explained to him, this is the most important person because, of course, she's zombie pregnant. But this is the most important person to them. If we deal with her, they won't hurt us. And he's like, I'm going to take her head.
Here's a better question. Why does Zeus send his queen whenever there's he has other alphas? Why'd you send like the most important
as the doorman? Basically, he's like, "What's going on here?"
It's like we're not that smart. We're zombies. Like look at where we live. We don't think things through.
Well, it's still like alpha. Yeah, it's like when they said they're smart. I mean, I guess it starts to bring up ideas like I Am Legend or something. I was like, oh,
I thought it was very derivative of I Am Legend.
Yeah,
it worked. They did, and I said this while we were watching too. I Am Legend would have worked if they did it the way they did it in this movie because they were fun in this movie. Like they were cool in this movie, but they weren't interesting at all. Not only were they
I like I Am Legend except for the effects of those people. But yeah, I like that movie, but
it's okay, but I can't get over. There's no stakes to me because of the way they chose to have those on. First of all, they're all mindless, so there's nothing to it. And second, they're all cartoons.
Well, I just think it's so visceral, though, like just the situational stuff. I don't know if the overall plot we could fix and do stuff, but him being there, the creepiness of just some of the situations, like the bits of like him getting caught in the trap, and then it's almost dark. Like, oh shoot, and it's like that stuff is very well done. I think.
I like just wandering around the town and stuff.
Is that the same woman? Is that the woman that his partner is? Yeah, the woman that's in I Am Legend.
No.
Isn't that her?
No, what's her name? Braga?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Not Sonia Braga. I think she's like her daughter or something.
I haven't seen that in a while. Maybe just misremembering.
Yeah. But I think I could sit through I Am Legend if there hadn't been two other adaptations that were both better in what they were doing. Two very different adaptations.
If it wasn't an adaptation that completely missed the point.
Yeah, that too. It's like if you watch The Last Man on Earth, that's like the closest adaptation.
I prefer Omega Man, actually. Okay.
That's a fun movie. And still gets it right in the sense that, of course, they get even more right in the sense that Charlton Heston is just a monster in that he's just like, I will find him and kill all of them.
Well,
and like,
I read that.
Like, he's not scared at all of them.
And that Richard Matheson, that story is just like it's like a novella. It's a length story. Like, it's weirder because like they have their own it's creepy because they do what they do in Mega Man, but it's not scary to them. But they have their own language, like they can talk, and they just go, come out here. They're like, it's really, you're like, ooh. And I mean, that's the whole point of that title. The concept of that title is really cool because it's just like, you know, in Halo, the game, the aliens call him the heretic or whatever, because it's like, I like that. It's like, I like having this legendary title for your enemy. I was like, oh, that's cool. And they call him, because he like kills them in their sleep, and you're like, oh, they're actually people too. That's the revelation. That's the
whole point. The whole point of it is that he's the bad guy to them.
He's the boogeyman, basically. And you're like, oh, cool. That didn't have anything to do with that movie. It's like, don't even call it I Am Legend, then just call it something else, or you know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Will Smith movies are real bad for that. You're so big into wanting it to be like a movie star vehicle that by the time they're done retweaking it, it doesn't mean anything. It's just him riding around down Times Square in a Lamborghini or some bullshit.
Hunting tigers or gazelles
or
and
whatever he's doing.
Central Park
but zombie tigers, to get back to it, are also very cool.
That's cool.
That is very cool.
And zombie horses
the thing.
It was very that bit was very Jurassic Park, was it not? He was trying to Nedry out of there with a head.
Yeah, that of course, but that's true, Aliens too, because what happens in Aliens is he gets away and he gets trapped.
Paul Reiser
and he gets killed. Yeah, I mean, there were so many nods to aliens in this movie in terms of the plot.
Were the zombies aliens? Did they imply at the beginning that it was an alien?
Yes, they did, and especially if you watch other breakdown videos, they're much clearer than us. Like New Rockstars did one of those, but they're talking about how when they're outside Area 51, you see the lights hovering above the base, and they zip off as they're pulling away, and some of the zombies.
Oh. He turned into a zombie.
Sure, no, don't bite us.
But yeah, I think
it was heavily implied that there were aliens.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was just thinking about this too. It's like the movie's 2.5 hours, and I felt like it was an hour long. Does that make sense? Like like there's just so much stuff that's like, you know, like when you watch a movie and you're really amazed, sometimes a 90-minute movie can be like a journey. You're like, that was like epic. It felt like ups and downs and all, you know. But watching that, I was like, it felt like there's so much story and there's just like a stub out of an outline. It's like, there should be more of this, right? It's like, this is like,
I certainly wasn't bored at any point.
No, I think it was great.
Like, there was a lot of stuff happening and continued happening through the whole. There was just so many ideas that I wish had had more, as you said, more time to be teased out. The aliens
or the
thing,
tension stuff, yeah.
The tent city, why they're smart ones, what happened to the desiccated ones, the story with the daughter, which was just a whole other thing, as you said, like he always assumed that she hated him because he killed her mom in front of it. It was really just because he didn't hug her afterwards.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like, that's a weird thing to be mad at. It's like, well, you had to kill her. She was a zombie. It's like,
she's like, oh no, obviously you had to kill her.
I didn't quite understand that, because then they have her. There's a lot of stuff in this movie you understand after the fact, like even that alien thing. There's just no it's like the coolness of it's not apparent right at the beginning. I was like, that was kind of neat, but I was like, we're past that now.